Welcome back to another episode. We are here in the 2018 Toyota Camry Hybrid in the SE trim. I'm very glad that Toyota was able to implement a lot of sporty features and the feel and the drive capabilities in this Camry. We spent the whole week driving it, and now I'm ready to share my thoughts on it and what my family thinks of it. Let's go. So up front you have your bi-LED combination headlights with daytime running lights, which you can turn on and off. You have your hybrid badge, and they have these awesome hood lines. We have this front sporty grille that is present in this SE as well as the XSE. And you have hybrid badging throughout the vehicle on both sides, the rear badges and the end, front end. I like these black machine finish alloy wheels. Overall, this looks great. Let's walk over to the rear. Some cargo spaces brings out 15.1 cubic feet of space, which is pretty spacious. They redesigned the layout and the sizing and the packaging of the battery. You have additional space compared to the previous hybrid models, which is always a plus. All right, so here we are. So this is the Powerplant. Well, that's one of them at least. This is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. Matched together with the hybrid system, the hybrid battery, you are getting 208 horsepower, and I think that is enough, especially with the additional torque that the hybrid system provides for a vehicle. It definitely adds to the driving experience. All right, so we already talked and showed you about the exterior of the vehicle and a little bit about the engine power plant, and now it's time to go on the inside and go for a quick drive. This is what I see first when I come in, and it's not so much the features that I know are inside implemented in the car system, but so much more that what am I feeling, what's my first impression, let's say that. I like that everything is within reach as well. I always like to mention in every video I'm about 6 foot, just for reference for those of you that are looking at this vehicle. So this is what it's like in my driving position. You don't have a driver select mode. Let's say you're driving positions, which would be cool to have as well. So let's close this door, and then you have all this right here. You can increase your brightness, which is a little bit it's different place that I've usually seen them with. You can adjust your odometer trips and stuff like that, and then your brightness of your screen up here. No projection up here, nothing, but you do have this soft touch leatherish material, and the menu is very easy to use, very responsive. Now the one thing right off the bat is that this vehicle does not have navigation, so that's something that you would have to use your phone or an actual GPS. That may be a good or a bad thing for some of you. It's not so much of a thing for me. I mean, I always use my phone still, but I know a lot of people do implement all the systems in their vehicles. Down in the center console, I really like this. So we have an eco mode, a normal mode, and a sport mode. And the cool thing is that each mode really adds a different dynamic and personality per se feature in this vehicle. Then you have your auto stop hold, which you can turn off or on, and then you have your EV mode, which, you know, the vehicle would run solely on its battery power, which it would recharge here, which you guys can see. It's time for a drive. Let's go. It's also the last hour I have with this vehicle. Man, it's hot. It's already 90 degrees at 8:30 a.m. And maybe a year ago could have been my first experience with a hybrid or all-electric car. There are maybe very few things that could be improved. One of them is going to be the braking, especially that I've realized, like, in a lot of hybrid cars, the braking comes in a little very abrupt. It's a little sudden. So like right there, I don't know if you guys could see that, and I didn't do that on purpose. The brakes just catch on a little bit earlier, and I don't know if that has to do with the battery power, since the wheel motion also powers the battery. So I'm not sure if that has something to do, but I would think I do not know, but if anyone does know, you guys can always leave it down in the comment section below if you guys are more aware of hybrid power plants. The cabin feeling overall, it's fairly quiet. You do get some noise, but I mean that's kind of like normal, you'd say. It's actually very pleasing to be in here, comfortable. The front seats have heating, so both the driver and the passenger seat have heating in their seats, and these are like leather seats with this nice sport stitching, which are also found in the XSE, which I had a lot of fun in as well. I mean, it has 310 horsepower and this has 208. Again, like I said, it's about 100 horsepower off, and you can definitely tell the difference when there's 100 horsepower difference. The mileage is awesome. I mean, we didn't put a lot of miles. We may put right under 300 miles, but I still got 44 miles per gallon, and that's given that I was in sport mode about a third of that time. And in sport mode right now it's in normal mode, and then it'll change over to I'll change over to eco. Actually, I'll turn it on to sport mode since we're gonna enter a highway speed zone, so I can definitely speed up a little bit. So we have sport mode, and you definitely feel the car come alive, if I can say that. It's very responsive. It holds the gears a little longer. The battery combines all together with the engine to provide that power output, which is great. It has a torquey feeling. It's very linear, I'd say. So one of the things I like to see is what's going on with the vehicle, with its power plants, what's going on. And you can see here in this diagram, especially when it's in motion, like how everything works together, especially for those that are not fully aware, like myself. I don't know a lot about hybrid cars, electric cars, so this kind of tells me like, okay, what's going on. If I step off the gas, okay, now you know the motion is recharging the battery, and then it's going on the electric motor, or the electric motor is assisting the engine depending on the speed that you're on. It's a great thing that shows you what's going on between the engine, the battery pack, and as well as the electric motor. Suspension is a sport tune suspension. It's the car in general sits a lot lower than I'd say like the LE models. Some people may find it kind of hard to get out of this car, not in terms of space, it's low, and like when you're trying to sit in, you kind of just drop in the seat, which the seat is comfortable. Let's talk about safety. One of the big things that I really like to see as a parent, so we have the TSSP package, which is Toyota Safety Sense package. You have your lane departure warning, you have your pre-collision system. Car also does warn you when you need to apply the brakes. You have your rear cross traffic alert with pedestrian detection, which is great to have. I'm very glad that all vehicles sold in the US are now required to have rear view cameras. And some may say, oh, like the more you add to a car, then the more things that can go wrong, but not necessarily. This is something that is new technology and is being implemented in our vehicles as consumers today, like in this Camry, which is a wonderful package. On top of that, we have 10 airbags, which I started to see a lot more. In the previous car, we also had 10 airbags, but in previous vehicles, or to my previous knowledge, most of the average of vehicles is about 5, maybe 7 airbags. So I'm not so familiar with the IHS and the safety ratings and all of that, so it's something that I like to see, like how these vehicles have come a long way in terms of safety and the features that it offers. So that the safety package is very awesome. A lot of the vehicles have it. Some models have some of these safety features as standard, so that is great to know, and it's great to have, really, because you never know what can happen. Now, I didn't even talk about the sunroof, which to me it's not necessarily a deal breaker, but I'm definitely more willing to buy if it does have it. It's just, I really enjoy it. It's just especially when you have the nice cool weather, or it's nice and sunny, not too hot. Like right now, I really like it. It just adds more light. It just opens the vehicle up. It feels larger, and it's already a decent spacious front seat car in general as well. We have 2 car seats in the back, which are really easy to use. Now, one thing in the sport models is that the headrest, you don't lift it up, so you kind of have to add the strap around or on the side of it. So hybrid cars have come a long way from just being kind of boring or unappealing to the driving enthusiast especially, but they've come a long way, especially in the car we have today, which is a large sedan from Toyota that offers a sporty package as a hybrid, which it's funny for me to say. It's interesting how a hybrid can also be sporty, and Toyota has done it, and I'm glad that they have. When it comes to the final verdict of who this vehicle is for, I would instantly say a young family, a young couple, but all in all, this is really a car for everybody. It has a fuel mileage, it has your different mode selection, which adds different personalities to the vehicle, and then you have all these safety features which are great to have. 10 airbags, like I said, the ease of access, with the exception of the headrest, which maybe I wouldn't really say a deal breaker as a dad, since I have a daughter and one baby on the way, which is due very soon. So I'm trying to get in as many car reviews as possible before that date. But as a dad, these are the features that I'm looking at. As a parent, today my wife wasn't able to join me, but we really enjoyed the vehicle. I love the drive, which is one of my favorite things to do. You do get some feedback of the car, and it's fairly quiet in here. The sport suspension handles really well. You have your traction control, which you can turn off, which, I mean, it's great to just have options. This vehicle is great. I am glad you guys joined me for this drive. I'll put the full list of the specifications of this vehicle down in the description box below. You guys can also head over to my website, Daddy Style Diaries, where I'll talk about fatherhood, style, and cars like today. And you guys can see the full the pictures that I've taken with it, and also the full list of specifications. And with that being said, I want to thank you one last time, and I hope to see you guys next time. Just let me know what cars you would like for me to review or showcase, or any car events. I'm in the Houston area, so just let me know, and I'll see you very soon. Peace.